Hello, we're back again with another episode, High Heel Encounter with Prophetess Esther Moses and Allison Drain.
I'm so excited. Thank you for having me again.
Yes.
I know that you share many encounters. But
Yes.
Today I really want to know more of how you came into knowing your assignment.
Yes, that was one of my favorite things that the Lord revealed to me in a dream and in a vision. That season was a very interesting season for me because I was so in a place of desperation to really find out why I came into this earth. Mind you, at the time, I was already serving the Lord with my husband. I was a helper. But I was a helper in a church that he's leading, but not knowing exactly what I was called to do. So I would go to church, pray, fast, serve. However, my identity was not revealed to me in Christ Jesus. And so that used to bother me a lot because my husband is mightily used by God. And I always wonder if I have such a calling for myself, and if God has placed something, a gift in me that I can exercise and use and to be a blessing to other people. And so it was a very desperate place for me. I was not happy with myself because, you can be married, you can have kids, you can serve at church, but there's always this gap of wholeness that you feel that until you discover that assignment calling from God. So I entered into a season of seeking the Lord intensively, to say the least, prayer, fasting, consecration, isolation, you name it, like everything in the book, and really hardcore. So in that season, it was a long 40 days for me. I believe it was maybe my second or third 40 days. 40 days are a very intensive time because it's a long stretch, but I was determined, I was motivated, and I never wanted to feel that gap ever again because there's nothing that was filling that place for me. And I knew that I had to know like I know. So it came in a vision to me that one day I woke up in the middle of the night, captured into this encounter. I saw myself walking into a auditorium, a really big auditorium. I did not know what I was doing, but I found myself walking into the auditorium. And the moment I was about to get in, there was a man at the door. He was 6 foot, ginormous, gigantic, angel of the Lord, who held a book, and he was actually recording people's name that walked into the auditorium. And so my name happened to be in that book. So ironically, everyone was already seated, placed in a specific chair and seat. It's almost like in a test or exam room, if I have to say it. And then, I sat on my thing. The next thing I know, he is distributing what seems like an assignment sheet. And it's supposed to be done right there and then. It was a quiz or an exam. So everybody got started. We were given the time to go ahead. In the midst of me engaging in the questionnaires, I realized I was taken by what I was doing. I didn't notice what everybody was doing. Then when I got done, the most amazing thing happened. I finished and I was about to submit it, and I saw every single woman that was in the room. They fell asleep on the assignment at the table with their hands laid like this. Some people worse, off the table, under the chair, totally in blankets. So I panicked. I said, what is going on here? Like, we are doing an exam. We are being quizzed. We have to submit the assignment. So my panic, the angel of the Lord was very calm. So I said, what's happening here? Why is everybody sleeping? And ironically, I happened to be the only one who was up. Not to say I'm brave or I stayed up on purpose, but God was trying to teach me something about assignment and call. I had to witness for myself because I was in a season of seeking and searching for my own assignment. Then he says to me, when I asked him, why is everyone sleeping? I was so panicking.
Yeah.
He said, it's your responsibility to awaken the sleeper.
Wow.
When he said that to me, the scriptures start to come in my mind about prayer and sleeping. How Jesus would always say, a man ought to always pray and never faint. And then he says, when man sleepeth, the enemy comes and sowed a negative seed. There's a lot of scriptures that came to me. So I said, do you want me to wake them now? He says, yes, wake them now. Then I went table by table, waking people up. When I woke people up, what terrorized me even more was their terror, how they fell asleep.
Wow.
It was a sleep. It was more than a sleep, it was a slumber.
Wow.
Because there is a difference between a sleep and a slumber. Sleep is when you sleep normally, but a slumber is when you sleep more than a sleep. It's a deeper than a sleep. There is a spiritual endorsement to that sleep.
Wow.
And minor details, I start paying attention. Every single person that came into that room had a title of what they were doing on earth.
Wow.
Some people were nurses. They had a name tag and a career. Some doctors, some janitors, some moms, everyone had a different occupation.
Wow. Yeah.
And but when I woke them up, they were like, oh, how did I fall asleep? Oh my God, did I miss the exam? Am I late? Can I do it? And it was such a terror waking people up from that deep slumber. And the whole room was one word, oh my God, how did I fall asleep? I woke everyone up. And when I woke everyone up, the angel that instructed me to wake them up told me, now you may go. So I did not know where I was going, but after walking a little bit, I saw a green hill. It's like between a mountain and a hill. I was told by the voice of God, there was nobody behind me, but I was led to climb. I heard a voice saying, climb the mountain.
Wow.
So I began to climb the mountain, the hill. It was very difficult to climb because I would climb and I would slip back.
Wow.
I would climb and I would slip back.
So weird.
Now, the Bible talks about it assimilates mountains with prayer. The glory of God, when we talk about Moses used to climb a mountain to meet up with God. Elijah would climb a mountain to meet up with God. Prayer is like climbing a mountain.
Wow.
And so I was told to climb. Mind you, at that time, even though I did not know what I was called to do, I was in search of my assignment, but I was very powerful intercessor already.
That's so good.
I love prayer.
Yeah.
Prayer is my thing. But I did not know that's what I was called to do.
Wow. Wow.
After a while of struggle, climbed the mountain, ended up on top of the mountain. When I got on top of the mountain, my Lord, there was a thick cloud on top of the mountain, and the cloud moved towards the mountain and towards me. And I heard the voice of God coming out of the mountain and spoke to me. He said to me, I have called you as a watchman.
Wow.
And I saw many cities in front of me, many cities. He told me that I should watch the city. And interestingly enough, as I stood on top of that mountain, the city was far, but I had a binocular view into the city. I can see who's coming in and who's going out. And I can see that what people are doing in their houses, even though I was not in their houses. So the Lord spoke to me and says that I have called you as a prayer warrior, as a prophet to the nations, that you shall teach people prayer. You shall bring them into the high hill, into the mountaintop. He told me that by the power of prayer, that if I teach people that I will give them the revelation of prayer into the insight, into the foresight of powers of prayers. And so after that voice, I found myself coming back to myself, and the encounter just shut in front of my eyes. It's amazing. And so I realize every single person in this earth is called for an assignment. But it's your responsibility to seek out your assignment. It will not be revealed to you automatically. For me, I had to go through what I needed to go through. Jesus has to go through 40 days and 40 nights fast before he entered into his ministry.
Wow.
Moses would always go to 40 days to find something tangible from God. That's how he happened to have an encounter with the 10 commandments.
Wow.
He had to go through that painful
Right.
process of seeking, fasting, praying. The Bible says he did not eat for 40 days and 40 nights. Same thing with Jesus. I had to follow that pattern for me to get to that place of discovery of my call. All the people that I had seen in the room at the time, they had earthly titles of their careers and what they do. But mind you, they were sleeping on their divine assignment.
Wow. That's so good. Oh my gosh. There's like so many questions that I have, but key takeaways, it started with you having desperation,
Yes,
seeking prayer.
absolutely.
Lord, what is my assignment?
What is my assignment? What am I here to do? Because you can go to school, and school is amazing, but there is a purpose for you beyond school. I believe school is a system that is placed on earth to help us navigate a certain level of knowledge and success. But you can go to school and not be on your assignment. When we talk about assignment, the purpose why you are called to do. The prophet was told, he says, I know you. Before you came into your mother's womb, I have ordained you as a prophet. So meaning to say, he was ordained as a prophet in heaven before he came into the mother's womb. That ordination is what we need to know when we came here.
That's so good.
Glory to God. Anybody that you're watching me right now and you are in a season where you feel what I felt, you might be successful, you might be married, you might have everything in the world that you can imagine, but you still in search and hopes of finding something. I'm here to tell you that the Lord told me that you have to find about your assignment. This is not a matter of leisure. This is an inquiry from heaven that you have to absolutely seek for it, search for it. It might not be in a platter be served to you, but it's your responsibility to seek it out, just like Jesus in the volumes of the book. I pray that I've encouraged somebody. If you want to know more about how to go about it, I have a website that you can go to, womenonahighhill.com. There's lots of teachings, there's a lot of classes that you can take, and a process that you can go through to discover that assignment. Or better yet, you can come to our Bible study. Every Saturday, we have a women's Bible study that you can come and learn all these great things. Connect with us with all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, every other platform that you can find, they're listed below. God bless you and thank you for watching us.